Hello everybody, SGTSolj here, and we're back with another My Altis Life, and today we need to make some money. However, I don't want to do any of the methods shown before in our previous videos. So, what are we going to do? We're going to start running drugs. Now, this is probably one of the most common ways to get money. A lot of people do it. All the gangs and the cartels love running drugs. So, I'm expected to probably die during the recording of this video. That being said, what we're going to run today is weed. So here we have the weed field just northeast of Kavala, right by the Kavala checkpoint. It's pretty easy to get there, starting off in Kavala. Once you get enough money to get yourself a hatchback and a gun, including the firearm license, which those two alone should run you about $1,600, give or take, depending on the price of the gun on your server and which gun you get. Once you have a gun, your license, your vehicle, everything ready to go, you need to head to the weed field. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to head down to the weed field, and we're going to start picking some weed. So, be right back. Okay, so we've arrived at the weed field. We're on the map, weed field, we made it. Now, basically, what you want to do is you want to press Y, and you want to make sure your inventory is pretty much empty. I have a debit card, because you really do need a debit card in this game. Also, by pressing T in your car, you want to make sure your trunk is empty. You need all the available space you can for this, because you don't want to spend a lot of time in the weed field. You want to get as much as you can the first time and not have to come back, hopefully. So in order to gather, unlike some of the other gatherings, such as the trees for apples and peaches, you have to actually physically go around and find the weed plant. So here's one here. Gather cannabis. Got it. 396. Basically, all you have to do is run around and just gather the cannabis. Not too hard, right? No, not too bad. Unfortunately, as you can see, there's a really great view up here, but anyone watching this field will be able to see you. And if they're up there on that hill, they'll definitely be able to see you. Yep, come on, gather cannabis. Thank you. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to run around. I'm not going to make you watch me do this because it's pretty straightforward. I'm going to fill my bag up, and then I'm going to put it in the car. If I don't get arrested or shot or killed, I will do my best to fill my inventory and my car up, and then we'll be off to the weed processor. So, with that, we'll be right back. Okay, unfortunately, someone was creeping up on me, and I wasn't able to actually finish the run. This guy there. I don't know who he is. No idea. I don't trust anyone in this game when I'm particularly doing drugs. So, I did finish filling up the trunk, and I have probably about half a bag's worth. So what we're going to do is we're going to drive away from the area, and we're going to see how much we can make at the processor. Now, there's a few things to remember when it comes to running drugs like this. And before I get into that, I'm going to need to go to the map and mark where the processor is. There we go. So, one thing to remember is, number one, never trust anybody. Never trust anyone. Because you could have someone coming up to you and saying, oh, it's cool, I'm friendly, I just want to harvest some cannabis as well. And really, all they're looking for is for you to get a decent pile in your inventory so that they can kill you and take yours so they don't have to spend longer in the field themselves. I've done it before. Simply, I want to get out of there as quickly as possible, and if I can take yours to fill my car up and my backpack, all the better for me. Number two, such as that situation back there are undercover cops on this server. Any guy that could be a civilian, looks like a civilian, acts like a civilian, could really be an undercover cop. Furthermore, other gangs could want to steal your stuff. So if they see you, or you happen to tell the guy that ran up to me, hey, yeah, I'm just going to get some weed, take it to the processor, now that other gang knows, hey, we need to go to the processor and steal from this guy. So besides for that, one thing you always want to do, and I didn't do it in the video and I apologize, is just like with our last video with the bank robbery, you want to press M, which I'm not going to be able to. Real quick. Ready? M. Go to players up here and look for all the blue boxes. Those blue boxes are the cops. The less blue boxes, the less police online, the better your chances of not being busted. So, always good to check that. Number two, you always want to be on the lookout for anyone coming up, to include having complete silence so you can hear vehicles approaching from afar, because vehicles are really damn loud in this game. If you can't tell, even this little hatchback is loud as hell. When they're driving up to you from far away, you're going to be able to hear them, and you're going to be able to either hide, run, or get to your vehicle. Number three, whenever you're picking weed, heroin, anything, ooh, I got a speeding ticket, whoops, always make sure that you don't completely exhaust your stamina, because you're going to need some in order to run back to your car. if you're picking, let's say in this case, weed, and you burn up all your stamina. Am I going the right way? Yeah, it's fine. If you burn up all your stamina, you're not going to be able to run to your car, and it could eventually mean your death. So that's never good. But that's pretty much it. Off the top of my head, I really can't think of anything else. Oh, one more thing. Sometimes the weed or the heroin or whatever, that particular thing that you're harvesting, can take a little while to respawn. Always make sure to run up to your car and at least open the trunk to reset the timer that says, hey, your car has been abandoned. Because otherwise you're going to run into a situation like I ran into when we were robbing the gas station and your freaking car despawns. Anything that's in your car, in the trunk, will despawn with it. It won't be in the garage when you get back to the garage and say, oh, I want to pull my car out and get all my 50 cannabis. No, it's gone. You have no more cannabis. It's gone. So always make sure you're always popping your trunk just to reset that timer. So, alright, now we're going to be approaching the weed processor. And you got to be very, very careful because this is one of 2 points where you're going to get either busted or you're going to get killed. So you want to be very careful about approaching this guy. And we're going to try to sneak our way in there. I know we're still kind of far off. And we need to actually go up to the right. So we're going to off-road this a little bit. Oh, no! Oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad. Alright, let's flip the cart. Flip the cart. Flip. Okay. Better. Oh boy. That was a lot steeper than I thought it was going to be. Unfortunately, now we're off-road and my wheel's busted. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and fix this and we'll be right back. Okay, well that was embarrassing, but hopefully that won't happen again and we'll be able to drive over safe and sound. So let's get back to this side of the road because I made a wrong turn earlier. Should have bought a GPS, but decided not to. Very dumb of me. So anyway, now there's 2 ways to approach the processor. Number 1, you could literally just park right outside his door. This is the way that a lot of my friends do it, and I don't believe that it's safe enough, really. Because for one, someone would know that you're there and could potentially either one, attack you, or B, try to flank you through a back door and arrest you or something like that. You don't want that. That's bad times. Number 2, it really doesn't give you anywhere to escape because your vehicle's right there in the front. They know where your vehicle is. My personal opinion is you want to hide your vehicle. Alright. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually point our vehicle out this way and park it out the back. Like so. And we'll back it up a little bit more. That way you can't actually see it from the road. Shut her off. Lock her up. Now because my backpack has 96 slots in it, it'll only hold so much weed. There you are. Marijuana processing contract. Let's get that. There we go. And now we're going to process our marijuana. Okay, so all the processing is done. And we go to our trunk. We're going to have 41 total marijuana. Now, there's one thing about this that I want to be able to iterate before you guys go ahead and give this a try. There are talents for processing marijuana that actually that gives you more marijuana back, and the dealer or the processor, go away you, he takes less marijuana in the processing portion. And currently I don't have that on this character. This character is set up to be a bounty hunter and doesn't have any of the drug talents whatsoever. So that being said, I'm not going to get... Oh, I went the wrong way. That being said, I'm not going to get as much marijuana as you would if you put talent points into marijuana. So that being said, I think we have 41, maybe a little bit more. So what we're going to do now is we're going to find the closest drug dealer. Oh my god, my driving's horrible. The closest drug dealer, and that happens to be in Kavala. Oh, will this work? Oh boy. Oh boy. We're going to do it. We're going to do it. Oh, broke a wheel. Broke a wheel. We're going to go to the drug dealer and we're going to turn this stuff in. Now, unfortunately, I'm repairing my vehicle right next to the processor. Yeah, that's bad. I'm not even sure this vehicle is going to get out of here. But basically from this point, I'm just going to end this episode here while I do this. You go ahead and you go to the drug dealer and you sell him your processed marijuana, and he'll give you a certain amount of money. And if I'm lucky and I actually make it there after all of this, hopefully that'll be at the end of this video. If not, just to find out how much you make for yourself. I'm willing to bet, and I can't pull up my phone right now. Normally marijuana sells for like 120, 140, depending on the server. Don't quote me on that. So I'm willing to bet for 41, you could make a good $3,000, $4,000 easily. So, is it better than delivering stuff? Yeah, a little bit more time consuming. And depending on the delivery and the distance, it may be better. But in the long run, if you had the talents for processing marijuana and the other drugs, you get to keep more drugs out of it and you actually make more money. And that's really the major thing. That's why a lot of people like doing drugs, is because you make a lot of money doing it. And in the next video, I don't know if we're going to move on to the next drug or if we're going to try something else. We'll have to see when that time comes. Hopefully, this video made sense and you enjoyed it. Maybe you're thinking about processing a little bit of weed. Maybe not. As you've seen, I've had a lot of issues in this video today. I'll try to rectify that for the next episode. But hopefully you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next My Altis Life video. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching this episode. If you want to see more great content from Private Astro or myself, please hit that subscribe button and click on any of the videos above. Otherwise, we'll see you in the next SGTSolj or Private Astro video. Bye-bye!